I was never Jack Corbett. I've just never been Jack Corbett. I am the son of a ruthless man. Asked me at 16 years of age, I would have told you that I was going to be a rapper. So what I don't want to do today is actually promote an offer to you.
65% of businesses in Australia go under in the first 3 years.
That's where REO tends to come in. So I respect, I appreciate, obviously you've got to look and make sure cost effective wise.
The car that I'm going to buy my parents, the charity that I want to build.
199 confirmed calls, or 1 confirmed text. And we just keep the ball rolling.
Two really important things, I think, and this one that you might find half interesting, I don't know. So this is going to be the new structure for the boot camps moving into 2019. So we're actually going to start this coming week, so the 1st and 2nd of December. So day 1 structure for the, this is for the SWISH boot camp, the sales boot camp that Jack and I teach, and it runs from 8 o'clock until 6 o'clock. Bit of an icebreaker, get to know each other, set the class standards, let people know that there's no egos in here. Then Jack goes into how to retain information, so we go through our FAST acronym, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Then neg ladder, so our negotiation ladder, that's our 10-step sales process for creating customers for life.
That's a good day, a lot of stuff packed into one day.
It's a big day, and if people have never done sales before, it can be quite overwhelming. We deliberated on making it a 3-day course. But you start doing that and you go Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all of a sudden people are going to have days off work. What I think is working well for us at the moment, although it is a lot of information, people can fly over from all over Australia, and we've had people from New Zealand as well. They can fly in on a Friday night, they can do Saturday, Sunday and fly back and be work on a Monday. They don't actually have to take any time off work, and they get a weekend on the Gold Coast as well. Most salespeople give up after the 2nd touch point. Is leaving money on the table. So the importance of follow-up, but then how to do it elegantly so you don't piss people off and you're just that annoying cold caller.
Where do I sign up?
You can sign up right here, right now. I've got a receipt of somebody that just did this earlier. Don't show anybody that. But
sometimes when you feel like you're down, you don't have the energy, like how can you boost yourself up again? How can you start your day off in the right way?
I think they help. I think a vision board, having something visible. Like there's a reason my vision board's there and not behind me. I can just glance up there.
It's right there.
Yeah, I just glance up there. I can see a picture of myself and my wife straight away. I can see a picture of the car that I'm going to buy my parents, the charity that I want to build, house I'm going to buy for my parents, and so on and so forth. So yeah, pretty inspired by that every single day. Obviously I've got my my life goals and my daily affirmations. That keeps me going. Surrounding yourself with people that will remind you of that. So other business owners, other entrepreneurs that actually truly get how you're feeling right now. When I speak to people or meet people that are just starting out in business, they're maybe 18 months, 2 years in, and I'll usually say I'll say, I'm sure in your 18 months, 2 years in now, you felt like quitting once or twice, right? But they go, oh my God, yeah, every day. I go, yeah, absolutely, me too. Been there. And I think instantly it makes them go, that's normal. 65% of businesses in Australia go under in the first 3 years. 95% of businesses go under in the first 5 years. 2 reasons. First reason is they're not driving enough sales. They don't know how to drive revenue. They focus on non-revenue generating tasks. They focus on building a website, getting business cards, SEO, pay-per-click, SEM, what social media, whatever it is, without a sales process to back it up and actually convert the leads that do come in. And then secondly, people give up too soon. They expect it to be easy. 2 or 3 years in, all the hype's gone, all your enthusiasm's all your enthusiasm's kind of dwindled, and you start to look over your shoulder. You haven't surrounded yourself with the right people. You've stayed in the same circles, and there's nobody to pull you along, and you end up getting pulled back down to your comfort zone. Goals, affirmations, vision boards, and then surround yourself with the right people.
Hi, g'day there, Jesse. Jack Corbett from ISR Training.
Hey, Adele, Ryan at ISR.
myself as the keep your powder dry. Essentially, just anything where you've had a proper conversation in regards with your services, and then the customer goes, it sounds great, but I'd love a few more quotations before I make that decision. That's where REO tends to come in. So I respect, I appreciate, obviously you've got to look and make sure cost effective wise it's good for your business, and I've spoken with thousands of customers over the years, there's your relate, just so we can make sure, apart from the price aside, is everything else looking okay? So what you're doing there by asking that question is you're isolating it to make sure that the real objection is price, and it's not just down to trust, urgency, or whatever it is. And once you've isolated that, then you can actually overcome that.
At the moment, I'm actually just finalising our forecast for the month of December. December's a little bit of a short month because obviously we break up for Christmas on the 21st of December, which means that we've really only got sort of 15 working days in that month. So I'm just trying to pro-rata the target fairly, and also take into account the fact that Australians just don't do business in December. I don't know what it is about this country, I don't know what it is about the general culture, but when it comes to December, people just don't want to talk business. Everybody wants to palm it off to January, and then wonder why they're so overloaded with things to do in that month. So that's what I'm in the middle of doing right now, moment.
Most pitch decks are around about 36 to 38 pages long, but some of them are just full of fluff, so I just wanted to make it really easy for people, and then I did a second page of do's and don'ts, what to do, what not to do.
199 confirm calls, or 1 confirm text, and we just keep the ball rolling. 6:30 till 7 is questions with him. 7 to 8:15 is the neck ladder, and then 8:15 to 8:30 is the club.
I just think, I spoke to Pip after that one we did down in Sydney. She always advertises like a 6 PM finish, but finishes at 5. Every time. So they're all conditioned to stay until 6 o'clock. Whereas we say we'll finish at 8:30, it gets to 8:30, we then get into a close, but then there's no real time to stay behind afterwards. So I think we need to be advertising a later finish, but not take advantage of having that later finish and carry on, actually finish. So then the networking stays on the back end as well. That's where I think like a real practical takeaway, like delivering pitch to people at those types of events. We told you finishing at 9, you've now got half an hour at your disposal. Go and practice your elevator pitch, go meet some people, because your network is your net worth. Do you know what I mean?
At the minute, the issues we have are the registration on entry. As soon as that room's got over, that middle bit's got over 30, 40 people in it.
Chaos.
Mental.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do we instead filter them as a registration down to the main door? They've got to
Just
come in,
do
grab
that
their
now.
action, they've got to grab their book, grab their bottle of water and walk in. And then you have to, and then almost just cue them down that table back to where the network has been.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's no other events where they let you in the room before it's due to start. And if you look at what we normally do, at 10 to 6 we're still playing around fixing stuff in there. You don't want people filtering in before.
Right, so basically, long story cut short, business as usual. There's nothing changing.
There's a bit more structure around registration.
The only difference is top of the stairs, how to register. Keep all of the action books on the registration desk instead. You only get one once you've registered. And then basically just before we get started, say, look, if you're sat here right now and you don't have a blue folder in your hand, that's because you haven't actually registered at the desk. It's going to be an essential part of your learning this evening. Make sure you go and grab one.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'll create them.
Easy. I'll type all this up now and send it to everyone. But then the only
So what we're playing is a quick 10-minute warm-up game before we get on back on the phones. Am I alive?
Yes.
Yes.
Male?
Yes.
Am I a female?
No.
Am I a singer?
Yeah.
I'm a singer.
Am I...
I believe you
Yes, I think so.
Lady
Could be.
Gaga?
Oh.
Who?
Lady Gaga?
Who the hell did you
Yeah, how'd you
get
get that?
You won it.
Oh, you've cheated.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
100%.
All done. This is the workbooks for the seminar. Things for networking. These are our gifts that we give out throughout our seminar, and clipboards full of discovery appointments for after the seminar.
I was never Jack Corbett. I've just never been Jack Corbett. I am the son of a ruthless man that will take your front door off and then take your head off. And that's why he spent a lot of my younger years locked up. When I look back and think, if only I could have grabbed the 14 or 15-year-old version of myself by the scruff of the neck and just given me a chance. Because that's all I was like. When you're kicked out of school, I mean, I had to work against the odds that said, if you get kicked out of a public school institution and you grew up on housing commission in the UK, you have a 97.8% chance of being in prison before you're 21. But mate, hey, we are but products of our experiences, you know. Like, ask me at 16 years of age, I would have told you that I was going to be a rapper. I had 40% of my body covered in tattoos before I'd even had my 18th birthday, you know, because the people I looked up to at the time were people who were making what I believed to be success through criminal activity. So if it's all you see and it's all you know and it's what you aspire to be, of course. And it was one man, a smart man, he once said to me, "Jack Corbett, you are not a thermometer." He said, "You are a thermostat." I said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He said, "No, listen to me, you are not a thermometer. Your responsibility is not to reflect the environment in which you find yourself. You are not a product of it. You are a thermostat. Pick a temperature and decide how hot, cold this is going to burn. Set what the expectations are and demand your environment to conform to your desire." And I thought, fuck, that makes sense, man. Like, that actually makes sense. So if I write down goals, I design an action plan, I manifest them with regularity, the law of attraction says they're going to move closer towards me. I'm like, I thought all of this was just for pot smoking hippies, you know, or people that are taking acid tabs, thought about all this philosophical, what I consider to be bullshit. But 10 years into practicing that art, I realised that it actually works. Like, it actually works. But that old concept is, you know, the old horse to water. It's like, knowledge is not power. That's the one of the comments that just pisses me off. Knowledge isn't power, because you can be as knowledgeable as Einstein, but unless you have an ability to action that knowledge, you are not powerful. Yeah. You know, so what I could recommend, if you've never done this before, I did was I just wrote 10 affirmations. I said, I, Jack Corbett, am. I, Jack Corbett, believe. I, Jack Corbett, stand for. I, Jack Corbett, am capable of. And I wrote 10 sentences out, I laminated them, I kept them in my bathroom, and every day to start my day before I brushed my teeth and every night before I had my shower, I would verbally affirm 10 really positive things about my own characteristics. And just through reinforcement, through verbalization, I became you are what you perceive yourself to be. So I became my words, because they were now my identity. You know? So, yeah, for sure. Well, matey, I've got a seminar this evening. I've got Steve Baxter from Shark Tank coming to speak with me on stage this evening, so I've got to head over there in about 5 minutes' time. But how can I help you moving forward? How can you keep having some constructive chats? So what I don't want to do today is actually promote an offer to you. I don't want to offer you anything. I want to leave this conversation to just be an enjoyable chat that has started a relationship and a conversation. I'll get Michael to follow up with you tomorrow, and he'll get you booked in for another chat with me at some point next week. And hopefully that little bit of time in between will have given you a chance to say, what do I really want to learn? How do I want these people to help me? Now, good on you. Will you enjoy the rest of your day? I appreciate your openness, mate, as well, and you know, being willing to be vulnerable and just be straight about the decisions we've made in the past. And the one thing I promise you is there's no judgment on the end of this phone ever. You know, and moving forward, let's just keep calling black black and white white, and I'm sure we'll get on like a house on fire. All right, buddy. You enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, Mitch. Thanks, mate. Bye. Bye, buddy. Bye. To be honest, mate, I haven't had 2 minutes to think about anything all day. Just been running around like a blue-ass fly. So the seminar starts in 1 hour and 25 minutes. I will take the next 1 hour and 25 to kind of get my head around it all. But without meaning to sound egotistical, this is a process we've done many, many times before. The only difference is that we've got Steve Baxter speaking, which for everybody else is very exciting. And I'm not saying it's not exciting to me, but I mean, I have a relationship with Steve now. I know the guy. I've spent some time with him. He's been in our office. I've been in his office. We've been camping together. So I certainly don't have as much nervousness. Yeah, nervousness around being in his presence, I guess, and interacting with him so much. What about yourself? What are you looking forward to?
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah, to some really good interviews.
Yes.
Yeah, get some good content.
Amazing.
And pushing this tomorrow.
Yeah, cool. Nice aggressive push on the back of this tomorrow. Good luck for tonight. Cheers.
growing, and like we don't have a big market in Australia, so like a lot of my business, 70% is all international. And
I really hate social entrepreneurship. I think it's a cancer. It's probably going to make half of Africa eat twice as many calories a day, which is an amazing feat, right?
So yeah, they're thieves.